Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live YouTube channel and website review. If you are watching live, drop a hashtag live down below. If you're watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay. I want to see who is here currently. So go ahead and leave a comment. And I also want to see if you watched the replay. These are also really good to watch, everyone, if I'm not reviewing your channel, because there's a ton to learn just by the advice I give to other creators. Today I'm really excited because everyone who signed up, I took the time beforehand to review your content. There's a lot of talented people here today, I will say. You all are definitely experts in your niche. You have had years of experience with what you do, and I could tell like your expertise really shines through. Hey there, Dylan. Nice to see you. Okay, so let's get started. I know some people are still trickling in, but we're gonna go ahead and get started anyway. So I'm going to share my screen for all of you. Just a short little intro. Alrighty. Welcome, everyone. Today, I do these live reviews twice a month. I saw the other day, I was actually researching this service. There's other people in this niche who charge a lot of money. I've seen people charge like $500, $1,000 just for an audit like this. But this is truly my way of giving back. I see YouTube as a very powerful vehicle for helping other people and to create a library that's evergreen, which means that your videos can be discovered years on from now and they could still be relevant. So how cool is it that we could post a video today and years from now it could still go on to really help someone with whatever your area of expertise is. It's actually really magical if you think about it. Our ancestors would have never guessed. They would have thought that you were crazy if you told them something like that. So if you don't know me, this is just a little summary of how I know what I know. During college, I had an internship with TEDx for 4 years where I helped with their YouTube marketing, branding, crowdfunding. I helped with their web pages. And what we were doing was turning viewers on the TEDx channel into buyers of ticket sales. This is my university. We filled the whole auditorium with 2,000 seats of tickets. So that's one way that we used YouTube, but we mainly used it to crowdfund because TEDx is a nonprofit organization. So we got donors straight from the TEDx YouTube channel. I also learned from Tony Robbins, one of the greatest business people of our time, arguably. He's actually the founder of the coaching industry and the knowledge industry. So I learned from him in his business mastery conference. And after college, I started my business in my YouTube channel in my college dorm room. And using my YouTube channel, I built a 6-figure business by generating leads and sales for the services that I provide. So how this will work, you must have filled out the form below in order for me to review your channel. So if you're watching this, you didn't fill out the form, but you would like me to review your channel, fill that out and I will consider yours for today's session if we have time. If not, it'll be in the next session this month. I will be favoring those who are here live. So if you're here, then I'm going to favor you and do yours first. Still pay attention and take notes if I am not reviewing your channel, because again, you can still gain a lot of insights just by listening to the critiques that I give others. If you would like to reference the recording, it will always be available here in my YouTube channel, just underneath the live tab. So if you're, furiously taking notes, don't panic if you miss something, because you can always rewatch this. Many in the past have asked me how to leave a tip. I put a link down below. This is not expected at all, but it is much appreciated. But the best way that you can thank me is just simply by spreading the word. If you know of another expert using YouTube as a vehicle to do good, to grow their business, will then send them my way. Because again, I do these twice a month and I am more than happy to help out. At the end of the session, I'm going to tell you more about my YouTube Business Accelerator. It's a high-level program where I will help you to maximize the sales of your courses, coaching, memberships, even physical products I've helped with. We have a team member who specializes in physical products and e-commerce stores. So we also help with that as well by optimizing web pages and your YouTube content. Again, I'll share more about the end, how you can check that out and learn more. But there's a link down below if you want to apply. And we offer a range of services We don't believe in putting everyone in one bucket because everyone has different needs. So when you apply, we'll get on Zoom, we'll talk and customize a plan that makes sense for you. And again, we offer a range of services from private support, group support. We help to build web pages or refine the ones that you already have. We've helped with membership sites, channel rebranding. We have a really great graphic designer on the team with a very keen eye. Channel rebranding, email copywriting. This is tedious, but we have people on the team to help with that. List goes on, video scripting, editing, uploading, and team training. If you are a business owner with a YouTube channel who has a team in place. So to begin, okay, awesome. So those of you who are here, if you want me to review yours, go ahead and fill out the form below if you haven't already. So let's begin with an analogy. I want you to think of your YouTube channel like a house. This is a metaphor. So when people visit your house or your YouTube channel, they're going to gain an instant first impression. And then they're going to decide if they want to stick around, keep revisiting, invite others, and eventually take advantage of what it is that you're selling. They will if your messaging and your branding is clear and appealing. They understand what problem you solve and for who. They receive value from your content, and they get to know, like, and trust you as an expert. So today I'm going to help you establish sturdy foundations of your house or your YouTube channel and ensure that your audience understands what your channel and your business is all about. So this review session is specifically, like I said, for experts growing a business or a personal brand. And what we're doing is we're not creating influencer content. As I call it, influencer content is just trying to go viral and reach as many people as possible. What we're trying to do is to reach the right audience on YouTube who's actually invested in your area of expertise, and then for them to take that next step with you. Hi, William. Nice to see you. I reviewed William's YouTube channel in the past, so it's great that you are here. Thank you for sharing that, William. Yes. So some of the advice that I'm sharing with all of you today, just realize that I'm going to be pointing out a lot of gaps that exist on your web pages and on your YouTube channel that's actually preventing someone from being a viewer to someone actually being a buyer and taking advantage of what you're offering as the expert. I got really fun with this metaphor. As you can see, your YouTube channel is like a house. It really is. So I'm going to help with the foundations, make it even more sturdy. So we're going to go over your niche, which I see as the very foundation of the house. Your pillars are the subcategories that you talk about. Banners, a good first impression that many people see. Get your thumbnails. Those are like paintings on the wall. It gives an impression as well. And then your profile photo represents you. And we have your trailer, which is like you standing at the front door of your house, welcoming people, giving a good impression of what the channel's all about. And I will also be reviewing your web pages, any links that you have, because again, this is what is going to turn from someone from a viewer to a buyer. So who will go first? I used to draw names from a hat, but I really do favor those who are here live. And I will be reviewing some people who may not be here live and they're going to watch the replay, but still stick around for that because, again, it's really valuable. We got some really great niches here today. Even if someone's totally not in your niche, like I promise you there is something to learn from them. So I see Dylan here from Caliber 8. Dylan, let me know if you're still here. If you are, I'm going to do yours first. I'm assuming that you are because you were here a few seconds ago. So let me pull up your channel and then let me pull up your website. Alrighty. So, by the way, I always encourage this. If I show a YouTube channel and you have an invested interest in that topic, let's go ahead and subscribe to each other. Let's make this a really supportive community where we're all helping each other. And yes, let's see. I'm just pulling you up. Brain can't multitask. Alrighty, here we go. Share screen. Okay. Here we got Dylan from Caliber 8. Okay. So what I will say, Dylan, by the way, I was watching a couple of your videos before this. I watched this one. I watched the entire thing. says here that I didn't, but I did. And then I watched one other one. Dylan really knows his stuff. He really is expert, as you could see. He really knows his stuff when it comes to DIY and tools and home improvement. And what I will say, Dylan, is I love your channel off the bat, because if I was a person who didn't read, or I couldn't read, I would be able to tell what your channel is about just by looking at it without reading any words. I see this wrench here, I see tools, and just even scrolling down, I mean, I could see like a house there. You could just tell that this is a home improvement DIY tools channel. So really great job with that. I always use that as a litmus test, because I've seen some channels where they don't incorporate good graphics, and you have to read a lot of text in order to know. So it's good to have a balance of both graphics and text, because the two complement each other, and people need both to fully understand what it is, what you do. So with that being said, you did a great job at having graphics on here, but what I would recommend is that we incorporate some text, specifically in the banner here. Again, these tools are great, but it would be really solid if we had a strong tagline here, so that when people land on your channel, they know exactly what it is that you do. So I'm seeing here that we have some good text in the About section. Let me make that bigger for everyone to easily see. Empowering beginner DIYers to be more confident with tools, home improvement, and general maintenance. Even if we had like a slightly shortened version of this, that'd be really solid. Hey there, everyone. Hope you're having a great week. Yeah, nice to see you, Dancing with Rentals. Nice to see you. So yeah, maybe if we had a shortened version like this. The reason why I say shortened is because this is great for the About section, but for the banner, we want to be as concise as possible. So we could say something like, you know, helping you with tools, home improvement, and general maintenance. Yeah, that could be really solid. In terms of who you're helping, I think you encapsulated that. Beginner DIYers. I think you could even take out the word beginner. I think you're helping people who maybe have been doing DIY for a while. I can see you really attracting people, obviously, who are homeowners. Maybe they're first-time home buyers, or maybe they're seasoned. They just want to, you know, they just want to watch these videos to ensure they're doing something right. So you're definitely catering to more than just beginners here. I'm sure a lot of, oops, I keep playing that. I'm sure a lot of real estate investors to watch these types of videos if they like do fix and flip or any renovations. So yeah, I wouldn't like limit yourself just to beginner DIYers. I would just say, you know, helping you with tools, home improvement, and general maintenance. Let's put that in the banner here. And if you do, it'd be great to have like a, how should I say this? So I'm noticing for like a lot of your videos, we have like just straight up text, but sometimes it's good to have like a, I know I'm jumping over to your thumbnails, but this applies too for the banner. I think it's good for text like this to have like a block behind it. I hope you know what I mean by a block. Like we have text, and maybe like behind the yellow text, for example, we have like a black like box around it, just so that it's easier to read. From a graphic design standpoint, it's harder to read text when the background behind it is changing. There's a word for that. It's called what's it called? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's like resistance. That's not the right word, but like it makes it harder to read. So even like this, for example, this text is hard to read because it looks like we have like a decoration behind the word home inspection. So just adding in the block. Okay, I'm glad that you know what I mean. I'm so visual, so I'm trying to like explain like a block. But yeah, if we add that here, then that way it'll be easier to read the text because the background is changing with the tools behind it. So that's a good little lesson for everyone listening. Just having like a solid background behind text if the background is changing. If you had like a solid wall and no window behind this word here, then I would say like, forget what I said, but that's not quite the case. It looks like almost all your text, the background is, you know, like changing, like here, like we have like your arm interfering with the words. So little tweaks like this make all the difference, because Dylan, you have to realize that I don't know if you're watching on a phone, but if you're watching on a desktop, this is how big thumbnails are when people see it on their phone. And so if this is on my phone, I'd either like lean in really closely, or I would just pick another video where I could easily see it. For your niche, less is truly more. So even before this, I typed in like which talk is best. Okay. So when I type something like this in, for example, like look at how simple this thumbnail is. There's like 2 X's through it. Or like this one, which one is better? So less is truly more for a niche like yours. So if it's like, I don't know how else to say it, like the more busy it is, then the more somebody needs to think about it. Like honestly, if I were watching this, I would want to click on this one just because of how simple it is. If I'm at the store trying to decide which one to buy, then I honestly want to pick this one because I just want like a simple, straightforward answer. I don't want to be thinking as much. The brain associates more busyness with more association. Okay, cool. You're on desktop. Awesome. Cool. So just keep that in mind moving forward. Less is truly more. And you are in a niche where you don't have to necessarily show your face. You can, like, there's some people like this gentleman who has his face in there, but notice him, like he has like a more of a close-up of his face, easier to see him. Whereas for some of yours, like this is close too, but even if like your head was like, that big on the thumbnail, it could make a difference. Let me look at something here. I see you're always showing your face. I'm curious, what if we just show like this one, like we just showed the tool, the piece of equipment being talked about, and like that's one of your most popular videos. And we don't have too many with just that. I would encourage you just to experiment with that. See how that goes. Okay, let's go back to your main channel here. Okay, so what I would recommend for you, so your homepage, like remember I talked about you standing at the front door of a house giving a good impression. So you have that, but something else that gives an impression is your pillars. So your pillars can be represented with different playlists, and you can actually show playlists like on your homepage. Here, let me show you an example. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. There's someone who I'm reviewing after yours today, and they did a really good job with playlists. I'm just going to show this for you, Dylan, as an example. So, okay. So this is another channel I'm reviewing, but notice how they have different playlists. Like they have the podcast, they have Q&As, New Zealand VA Awards. And so this is a good first impression because now it's kind of like they're organizing all their videos. Your YouTube, this goes for everyone. I'm talking to everyone here. Your YouTube channel is like a library and your videos are like books. And so having playlists and organizing them on the homepage is like you organizing everything into shelves so that when people visit your house, they don't feel as overwhelmed. Things look put together, organized, clean, and people can gravitate towards a specific area. So I don't know if there's a way we can like categorize this. I'm not an expert with this type of equipment. I'm just going to be very frank. I don't use this. So I don't know if there's like a way we can like group some of these together. Let's see what you got going on here. Let's see. Okay, you can even do like Q&A. Let's see. Okay. Some of these I would take down. Like MailChimp has nothing to do with your niche. Neither does LinkedIn. That's not what your expertise is in, or Shorts. So you can actually set these to private. Okay, so to set them up, you can look up a tutorial video, but essentially what you can do in your YouTube studio is you can go through each of these and you can actually like save each one to a playlist. You're going to see all of your own playlists here. This is obviously my YouTube channel I'm logged into, but you can organize them into playlists in your YouTube studio. Again, you can watch a tutorial video. Sorry, I just have something in my eye here. I think it's an eyelash. Ow. I have contact lenses and that's not good. Anyway, what was I saying? Okay, I'm good now. What was I saying? Oh yes, playlists. So yeah, you can organize them that way. And in your YouTube studio, if you click on customization at the bottom left, then that's where you could actually like display them on the homepage. You could change the ordering so that it shows really nicely. What I recommend for everyone, and Joe and Sam, you did this really well. I don't know if you two are here, but it's good to have shorts at the very bottom because generally you want people hooked into your long form right away so that you increase your watch time and so that you keep them hooked into your content longer. Shorts, people tend to lose attention much quicker. Okay, back to you, Dylan. Okay, so let's see. What I would recommend for your trailer, I see here that we have how to use a paint sprayer like a pro. Maybe you could film a video just where you're introducing people, saying, hey, everyone, up to you if you want to say your name or not, but hey, everyone, you could say this is Caliber 8. I'm here to help you become more confident with tools, home improvement, and general maintenance. And you could say, you could have calls to actions for your products that you're selling too. And that way people know what to expect. They know if they're in the right place. That'd be best for your channel, Dylan. Yeah, not everyone knows that their playlists are public. You can actually set them to private. Cool, alrighty, let's move on for you. General contractor secrets. Wow, vacuum cleaner in a bucket. I'm just reading some of this. Biggest thing for you is really the text. This white text with a green glow isn't that easy to read. Like, look at this gentleman here, Paint Life TV. Like, you see how easy that is to read? It's bold, it's solid, it's easy. Even having like a solid, what is it called? Solid black outline can make it easier to read. But again, some of your videos don't even need text. Some of them could just be images, but when you do have text, I would recommend choosing a different font, which I know can be hard because you have like over 300 videos and you've been using this for a while, but maybe moving forward, we can have that because I'm telling you, like, all these things I'm pointing out are like little things that make all the difference in the world. Literally, like, being able to read text is a difference between 245 views in 2 weeks versus 2,000. 20,000, depending on how popular this topic is. I don't know how often people look up this stuff, but I'm sure it's often because this is such a, homeowners all across the US and around the world need this type of content. So I would recommend, what you could do? You could even hire someone from Fiverr to create a thumbnail template for you on Canva or on Photoshop, whatever you like to use. And you can always use that template and just change the text on there, change the photo, obviously, because, yeah, it's just really hard, I will say, especially when you put it against a green background, like this grass here, or look at these trees in the background. But other than that, I mean, you're doing great with the text. I mean, you're putting things on here that are intriguing. Secrets is a great keyword that improves curiosity. Dead or alive, like, like things like this, like, that is very intriguing. But if it was just a bit easier to read, man, like, we'd be hitting some gold here. So good job with that, Dylan, I will say. Let's just make it a bit more visually easy to read. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So you have very good imagery, which is awesome. Very good imagery, great topics as well. I'm sure these are topics that people are actively searching for. So before you make a video, and I'm sure you do this, I would always do a search of it, kind of like this one here, like which chalk is best, or however you pronounce that. I think I don't even know how to pronounce that. It's obvious I'm not handy with tools here, but it's okay. So before you make a video, I would research it. Oh, this one's interesting. Call this color 100. this one, I see why this one did so good. It's actually like, it's interesting. Like, look at this guy, looks all tough. reveal secrets. That's a good one. But anyway, I would always research it and just look at other videos. First off, see if there's traffic for it. Like for example, let's do that one. How to make money as a home inspector. How to make money as a home inspector. I'm looking up this one, make millions as a home inspector. So it's good to research it and model popular thumbnails. Ignore the ads. I know you can have an ad blocker on, but so some of you might not see it, but if it has the word sponsored, it's an ad, so ignore it. But look at this one. I mean, we can model like text from this thumbnail, like 82 an hour. Like you see this, like we can actively model this. We can model what's working. That way, like we can set ourselves up for maximum success. But other than that, Dylan, I think you're doing a great job with this. I think you're really solid. And what I liked about your video was that you had a call to action in there. You had a call to action towards the beginning, and which is a good approach to have so that people can take advantage of what it is that you're offering. So continue to do that, continue to lead with value. And I do encourage you to have those calls to actions. Maybe something you can do here. Let me look at something. I always want to confirm one thing before I say what I want to say. Okay. Sign up for the email list. Okay, so what I would recommend for you, instead of just encouraging people to sign up for the email list, I would encourage you to offer something for free in exchange for people's emails. The reason is because signing up for the email list is a little bit, I don't want to say old-fashioned, but it's not as effective as it used to be. You know, back in the day when the internet was more new, then signing up for the email list was something more people acted upon, but that's just been a phrase that's been so thrown out there, and quite frankly, people get so many emails that that's not appealing to them. So what I would recommend instead is I would ask yourself, what's a free resource I can offer to my audience that makes it more enticing for them to want to sign up for the email list? And then maybe after they sign up for that free thing, then you can set up an automated email sequence that tells them about things like your utility bag. Maybe it gives them a coupon code as well. That way we can get more sales, because I'm sure there's people who watch this video and maybe they weren't quite ready to invest money, but maybe they were still really invested in this topic. And so maybe you had some type of free resource. I would think of something, Dylan, that's like what's something that like a free resource that you could talk about in a lot of your videos? Because if you just had a free resource catered towards, you know, like this resource here, the call, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Caulking, it's like a caulking. Okay, I think I said it right. If you had one resource geared towards that, then you can't talk about it in all your other videos, but what's maybe something related to home improvement and tools that we can offer for free? Maybe this takes some market research to see what's already out there, because again, it's good to model success. Oh, nice. Okay, you tested a lead magnet before. Solid, solid. Okay, I would encourage you to put that here instead of sign up for the email list. I can practically guarantee you're going to get much more traction with that, especially if you talk about it in the video. Okay, get the color both. Just looking at what else we have here. Okay, good. You have a link. I always make sure that the links work, because I've had people come to these reviews like, Ari, I'm not getting any sales. And I try to click the link and it's like a broken link. So it always breaks my heart when that happens. Ultimate utility bag. Okay, cool. Cool, this works. Good. It'd be really great to have reviews. I know that sounds obvious, but like for a physical product like this, typically before people make a purchase, they read the reviews on it from actual customers. So perhaps what you can do is in the future, after people purchase it, maybe you can somehow encourage them to leave a review, maybe with like an automated email, or maybe you have an email list of people who already bought this product and you could just reach out to them and ask them. Oh, that's perfect. That's a great lead magnet that you have. 10 free tips to beautify the home. That's a really great lead magnet that you could talk about in like many of your videos. Anyway, back to this. Like for example, I made a purchase from a friend, and a few weeks later, like, he just texted me saying like, hey, like, could you leave a review? And he like sent me a link. I was like, yeah, of course. And it was my friend, so of course I'm going to leave like a good review. And that helped him get more sales for what it was that he was offering. So you can do the same here. Okay. One thing that I recommend for you, okay, awesome, you're going live. That is amazing. I'm really glad to see it. Live is really effective. I didn't watch any of your lives, Dylan, but I would encourage you, if you're not already, to give value, of course, engage with the audience, and then have that call to action for the paid thing with the link down below. Awesome. Okay. And then what I would encourage for you, remember here, I looked up something. So one thing that's happening on YouTube is shorts are actually appearing in search, especially in a niche like yours. Imagine if someone's at the store and they're trying to make a purchasing decision. Do you think that they're going to want to sit in the aisle at the store and watch a 12-minute video? Or if they're looking for a quick answer, do you think that they'd rather click on the short video? I mean, it's even obvious in the numbers. I mean, look at this. Like, this one got 53K views. This one got 807, 28. This one's overpowering the other ones. And so I would really encourage you, Dylan, to post shorts, because, man, you could really be taking off. Shorts are powerful when they appear in search. Those are the only types of shorts that I really encourage, is if they appear in search. Because if you just try to post for the shorts feed, again, you're posting like an influencer, just trying to go viral, but we want to appear in search for the people who are actually invested in the topic we're talking about. Let's see. I used to do shorts and I did very well, but I felt they cannibalized the long form. What do you mean by that? They cannibalized. So there's talk out there that shorts harm a YouTube channel, and that's not quite true. So it could. However, if you're balancing shorts and long form and they're both appearing in search, then you could still sustain a very healthy YouTube channel. It's only, quote, harmful if you just post shorts hypothetically and then you try to post a long form. It's unlikely that long form will do very well, because your audience is mainly like to consume shorts. However, if you have both, it can definitely work, especially if they're appearing in search. Cool. Okay, so you're gonna fix the playlists. Let's see what you have here. Beautiful. You're active in the community tab. Everyone listening, notice how Dylan is promoting his past videos. This is great. He's running, is this a quiz or a poll? Let's see. Hey, Drive. Yep, this is great. He's interacting with his audience. So you could run polls and quizzes. I love this. You could even post motivation in here. It's great to get people connected to you as the human. You know, give people updates, tell them what's up, tell them what's new. It could even be things unrelated. I always see YouTubers who are posting things totally unrelated to their niche, like, oh, big life update, I got married. Everyone's like, congratulations. You want to know a little trick, everyone? This goes for Dylan, but everyone. A good little trick, little hack in the algorithm, if you will, is I had 2 clients recently do this. So what you could do, especially if you're selling something like Dylan is here, you can do like a promo for like a birthday sale. And it's kind of like a hack, because everyone's commenting happy birthday. And so it like really pushes the post out in the algorithm. So you could even say, Dylan, like, oh, I'm having a birthday sale this week. Don't know when your birthday is, obviously, but you could say I'm having a birthday sale. Like, my product is hypothetically 30% off, or $5, $10 off, whatever it is. And you could promote it in the community tab. It works really well, and it works for birthdays, but even other stuff like Labor Day, which already passed, but what's coming up? September, October. You could do Halloween. November's Thanksgiving. So you could do like little holiday sales. Those do really, really well with physical product space. So it's something to consider. Okay, so cool. You got your store here. Solid stuff. Beautiful. I want to look at your just homepage overall. Okay, your one-stop destination. Solid. This looks great. Yeah, so one thing I recommend for your website is, Dylan, realize that on mobile, if I were to pull this up, I have to scroll through a lot of text before I get to the actual products here on the bottom. So what I recommend is that, let's see, what is this? Okay, so I would either like move this further down to the bottom of the page. So like either in between here or here. Or I would make it shorter, because I don't want people landing on this page from their cell phone. Because if they say that, like, if you have like a wall of text like this, then it's kind of like people like run into it. So we don't want to have like too much text here, because you might just lose people. People want to get to like the stuff right away. When people land on a page, they immediately like want to know, okay, like, how can this page help me? You know, because people, you have to realize they're there for them. And so they need to see what value they can get. And so obviously what we have here in the store is what's of value. It's great that you have pictures here so that people can see it. So if we put that towards the top, then they can like, you know, more quickly like see it. I doubt anyone even reads this. It's good to have a mission statement and a vision statement. However, people care more about like, okay, what you got for me? Like, do you have the tool I need? So even that can make a big difference. Awesome. So let's see what else. Yeah, so that's the main thing. Home, about us, shop, FAQ services. Yeah, this is a solid page for this. For what you're doing, this is a solid page. It's simple, to the point. There's pictures. So let's see what we have. I just want to like, because I know for some of your videos, you drive people directly to this. It's good in your videos that you send people directly to the product that you're referring to. Like in this one, if I remember correctly, like you had like you didn't send people to the homepage, you sent them to like the exact product. So this is a good approach, everyone listening, even if you have a digital product like a membership or a course or consulting. If you reference a specific product in your video, send them to that specific page. Because if Dylan here sent them to the homepage, then it's like they got to scroll, they got to use brain energy, it takes time. People get annoyed. They're like, let me just go to Amazon, because they can't find like what they need right away. So that's a good practice. So great job at doing that, Dylan. Keep that up, because that's what's going to help you get more sales. But in a nutshell, Dylan, biggest thing is that your website is great. What I would just mainly recommend is it's really the thumbnails. One other thing I didn't mention, which goes for everyone, you never want to put text right here in the bottom right corner. You never want to do that. Why? Because on the mobile cell phone, like you see this timestamp, 11 minutes and 2 seconds. On the cell phone, like that appears like slightly bigger, and it actually covers up this text. So it even does on the desktop. You could even see, like, if I didn't know better, you know, it looks like it says buck. Here you could tell it says secrets, but it's still covering up the S. Here, like, I could tell it says dry because it's right next to wet, but it's better to not put text in the bottom left, because it covers it up. And if people can't read it, it's just simple. Like, you know, they're not gonna click it, or they're gonna click a video next to it that they can read that's more clear. Cool. Awesome, Dylan. I gave you a lot of stuff to work with. So again, the recording's available. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any follow-up questions, feel free to, reach back out. You said LOL. Let's see. I just want to make sure I covered everything. Thanks for being interactive, Dylan. It's great when like someone's actually here, because then we can go back and forth. Makes us more valuable. Alrighty, who wants to go next? We had some other signups. Let's see. We had whoever comments next gets to go. So if Sam or Joe is here, yep, my pleasure, Dylan. My pleasure. Sam and Joe, if you're here. We have Rami, Ananta, Lifted Atlas. Who else is here that signed up? Leave a comment. If nobody says anything in the next few seconds, I'm going to pick one at random. Okay, awesome. We're going to do you next then. Ananta is here. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to pull up your channel. I'm going to pull up your website. Give me one hot second. The brain can't multitask. Okay, video is autoplays. Okay, alrighty, so I'm going to do you next, Ananta. Okay, Vero, I know you signed up. However, I know you don't speak English. So I don't know if it's worth doing it, if you'll understand me. I would love to review yours next, Pharaoh, but just tell me if you speak English. I understand Spanish very well, but not enough to do a whole channel audit on it. I'm just going to be honest. Okay, just confirm, Vero, and if you can't understand English, I will do yours next. But in the meantime, I'm going to do Ananta. Alrighty, so here we have Ananta's channel. So everyone, if you have an invested interest in this topic, feel free to go over to her channel and subscribe. Okay, awesome. So I will do you next then. Veda, I'll do yours right after Ananta. Okay, cool. So starting with you. One thing I can tell you off the bat is I almost 100% guarantee that if I pulled up your channel on a mobile cell phone, I wouldn't be able to read it. So on mobile, they cut off the banner around this point. So if you pull this up on mobile, it's very likely that people won't even be able to read this tagline. Remember, everyone, that makes a difference because let's see what we have. We have close to 500,000 views here on your channel. And what happens is if people discover one of your videos or one of your shorts, what people often do, maybe you've done this too, I know I do this, before I subscribe to a channel, if I watch a video and I think, oh, that channel is good, I actually click on the channel first and I see the channel as a whole. So that's why this matters, having a good first impression, having a good trailer and a good banner, because it is what people see first thing. It is a first impression. So what I would recommend is that we redo this banner. Let's move this text over and double check to make sure that it fits on mobile. And I would also change the color. I could barely read this. I don't even know what you would call this color, this brown bronze color. I could barely read that against this darker blue. So let's move it over. And same thing for this, from core wounds to self-improvement, 3-part free series, sign up here. Another thing as well is I wouldn't put this link here because people can't click on that in the banner, and it's very unlikely that people will actually type that out manually. This goes for everyone. It's not wise to put a URL here because there's not really a point. It's just taking up space. What you could do instead is have an arrow pointing down so that people know to click down here. And if you don't already, I don't even think I see that link here. Core wound self-improvement. I don't even see that link here. So let's actually list out that link here so it's easy for people to click on. Let's see. I just want to read something here. So another thing as well, when you remake this banner, I would move your face over because again, I have a feeling that your face is cut off on a mobile cell phone. Let's see. I help people to recognize, integrate. Here, let me make this big for everyone. I help people to recognize, integrate, and embody their real, true self, both on a human and highly spiritual level, with no separation to life or God. I'm curious, Ananta. Okay, great. The link is on every video. That's good that you have the link in every video. That's amazing. However, again, if look at me, I'm someone who just came across your channel and I don't know that it's in every video. And so I'm going to look here and I'm not going to be able to find it. So let's just maximize the user experience. Let's make this as user-friendly as possible. So I'm curious, Ananta, so let's say I ran into you in an elevator and I said, tell me what you do. I'm just curious if you would like be able to like fully remember this, like almost word for word. Because I'll be honest, like if I was in an elevator and you told me that, like I wouldn't fully grasp what it is that you do. I help people to recognize, integrate, and embody their real true self, both on a human and highly spiritual level, with no separation to life or God. I'm just curious, like I understand what it is that you do, and I'm not saying like don't be intricate, don't be yourself, don't be spiritual. Definitely do that, but how would you like really explain what you do in a nutshell? Like in a nutshell. So maybe we could like summarize this just so that people can like more easily grasp in the beginning exactly what you do. Or you could even talk about like what practices you do. So for example, I've had clients in the past who teach like a very specific like meditation process, or they have like some specific like process that they like put at the forefront. So let me just keep reading this. Realization is true freedom from suffering and the joy. You could even say, you know, I help free people from suffering. I see here that you have from core wounds to self-improvement. In a nutshell, I would say that you free people from suffering. You see how that's clear to the point. I understand, because I actually remember I mentioned in the beginning that I went to that Tony Robbins Business Mastery. That's where I learned that when people like hear a tagline like this, the brain is doing two things. One, the brain is trying to determine, when I look at your channel, when you tell me what you do, how can I survive and thrive? And the second thing the brain's trying to do is try to conserve brain calories. So if I don't immediately know how you can help me survive and thrive, and if when you tell it to me, I have to use all this brain energy to try to keep up, then it's like you could lose people. Okay, I like that. I help people break free. How about we do that? Let's have a tagline that says, helping people break free from suffering and find true happiness. You see how that's like easy? Like when I hear that, I fully grasp it. I digest it immediately. And I could be like, oh my God, like that's amazing. And if tomorrow I run into like a friend and they're like, oh my God, I'm suffering, I'm not happy, I'm going to know exactly who to send them to. Exactly who to send them to. And that doesn't mean that your content can't encompass this type of terminology. It can, but at the forefront, it's like, I get it. That's what we want. We want people to get it. Cool. I love that. And realize who they really are. Okay, so that's like, I like that too. Realizing like who they are. That's pretty straight for people to understand. I speak on self-realization, integration, and embodiment. So this is great to share too. It's good to know what it is that you're offering to help people. So great job. 3 decades. Oh yeah. I love that you have credibility. I spent almost 3 decades walking with awakened awareness and integration. It's good, everyone else listening, to have like what makes you the expert. So notice how she put how long she's been doing this for. That's a great approach. And then like for people listening, like if you have some type of degree or a certificate, or you've helped X number of people to do something, then that's great to put here as well. Okay, so little note for everyone, links in the about section do not work. So I would recommend removing these. You have them here already. So you have your website here. I think I saw your Facebook, which you have, which it looks like it's even changed. The link here looks different from this link. So this might be a broken link anyway. Join our community. Yeah, so I would take this out. Okay. So so let me speak upon calls to actions. So notice here that there's a call to action to subscribe to the channel. What I'm about to say applies for everyone, and it's whether you have a call to action in your about section or in your content. Whenever you have a call to action telling people to subscribe or why they should join your community or buy your product, whatever it is, we never want to lead with, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. You could do that. Actually, it could lead to conversions, but it's much more effective to tell people what benefit they will get. Because to be like straightforward, people don't necessarily care like what you would love. Oh, I would love for you to buy my product. People, again, care about what it's going to do for them. So we could say instead here to subscribe to my channel to, like receive weekly advice on how to end your suffering, find true happiness, realize who you are. You see how like now we're speaking in their interests? It's just basic psychology here and that way you get more conversions with the call to action. I'm just reading Ananta's comments through direct self-inquiry. I love that. One is a page and one is a profile. Got it. Okay, so one's a page, one's a profile in terms of your Facebook. Okay, if we have two, then let's just list the other one right next to it. Let's do that so that it's easy to click on, because it's a little bit like, you see how I was confused? I was like, oh, it must be a broken link because it's right here. But if they were both here, I can click on it. And you can actually put text above a link, everyone, to justify and explain what the link is. So I know that this link, for example, leads to the community. This one leads to the membership. This one leads to events. So you did a really great job with that, Ananta, explaining what each link is. Because without it, you can't tell from the links. Well, some of them you can, that this is a donation link, but generally you can't tell. Cool, awesome. Alrighty, let's look at the content. Let me zoom out. Okay, let's see. Beautiful, you have a video here explaining. Love that. You have your videos, your shorts, announcements, meeting in the timeless presence, past live streams, testimonials, meditation, global online meeting. I'm just reading. So notice, everyone, how I'm just reading her playlists. Remember that the name of the playlists tells people what the videos are about. It's like, I'll use the analogy again that I explained to Dylan. It's like Ananta's taking all the videos in her content library and organizing them into different shelves. And that way, when people come across it, then some people, for example, might just be interested in meditations. And if that's the case, perfect. All the books in her library are organized versus somebody trying to scramble through her video tab trying to find all the meditations. So great job with that. One thing I will say is that, let's see here, excuse me, meetings in the timeless presence. For example, like when I see this one here we have announcements, spiritual practice. I'm going to speak about your thumbnails in a second too. I'm actually having some trouble even reading this. The text is very small, unless I really zoom in. But as I mentioned, most people are going to be looking at this on a phone. So I would make some of your text bigger. Spiritual practice in the midst of metamorphosis. Yeah, I would make text like this bigger. Some of these thumbnails, you did a really nice job. Like, look at how easy this one is to read. Look at that. Look at this one. This one's super easy to read. So it's good to have your text behind a solid background and to make it big, easy to read. Even these videos, I recommend putting a thumbnail on here. Are these shorts? Let's see what this one is. Okay, so that one actually posted as a long form video, I'm seeing. So I don't know if you meant to post these as shorts, but they're actually posting as long forms. So I don't know if you wanted this to go in the shorts feed, but I just want to make you aware of that. Since they're videos, I would recommend putting thumbnails on them just to make them more appealing and professional looking. Let's see what else we have here. Meetings with timeless presence. Interesting. I think you're doing good overall, like having interviews. It's good to have testimonials too, meditations. Yeah, I think for the most part, you're doing good. I see you have your book chapters. Let's look at your thumbnails overall. By the way, everyone, if I'm reviewing your channel and you have a specific question on something, you can feel free to ask it in the comments and I can answer it during this. So Nanta, if you have any questions about anything you're struggling with or how you should set something up, just leave it down below. Some of these, I think what we can really do is just make your thumbnail looks more consistent. So for example, like here we have quite a variety of different types of thumbnails. Like we have like different fonts, different colors, different backgrounds. And it's good to have variety, especially for you. Like you have it's good to have like, for example, the videos from the book like looking like a certain like looking different than some of these others. But just generally, I would recommend that we have like more of a consistent style. This right here is a really nice font to use. It's clear, big, bold, easy to read. Maybe we can always use this font, and maybe we could choose a color palette for you just so that we have more of a consistent look. There's a lot of YouTubers who do well because their audience is able to immediately recognize their videos because they maintain, like a very distinct brand look. Let me pick someone in your niche. Maybe you heard of this guy. I'm just picking someone at random. He's not the best example, actually. Let's look at this guy. So someone like Lewis has a very consistent look. I'm not saying your look needs to be like this, but just notice how you can always immediately tell if it's one of Lewis's videos because he has a consistent look. And it's still good to mix it up. Like you can have like different images, you can like experiment with different things. But again, everyone, like we're less so working with the YouTube algorithm, we're more so working with human psychology. And so when you make decisions, some people are like, oh, I don't want to do that because it limits my creativity. And I'm not saying don't be creative, but just think about the viewer when you're making content, and let's try to make it like an optimal user experience, because there's people who I'm sure really like you a lot, but they just don't immediately like distinguish some of your videos. Now, some of them, like I'm sure pretty much everyone can recognize your face, so that's good that you have that. But when you do, I would recommend a bigger photo because like this one, for example, is very like far away. I imagine even on the phone, it's hard to even tell that that's you because you can't really see your facial features. We got like the side of your face. And let's see, like there's another one I wanted to point out, like this one here as well. Like it's very small and far. So I would at least encourage you to always have like a close-up of your face that's clear. Some of these are quite blurry, like this one's really grainy. Same thing for this one. And I don't know what kind of camera you have, but like maybe even with your cell phone, you can take like some really clear images that we can always use. That way people immediately know that it's yours. How can I best turn these into calls to actions for sales? That's a great question. Okay, so what I would recommend, how can I best turn? What are you referring to when you say, how can I best turn these into calls to actions to sales? Are you referring to each piece of content? Or I know we were talking about the links before. I think you mean in the content. I'll give you a second to answer. I actually learned that StreamYard records me. So you're actually like you're listening to what I'm saying like 10 seconds ago. So I always have to wait like 10 seconds before or after I ask a question to actually get the response back. But I think you're referring to every video. So the main formula goes for everyone. Okay, so you don't feel like you sell through these videos. Gotcha. Okay. So everyone, it's a really simple formula for how you sell in your content. Now, before we dive into selling, I really want to just break some stigmas because honestly, the main reason why YouTubers aren't selling is because they're not selling. In other words, what I mean is they're not bringing attention to their offers. They're not talking about it enough. And when you talk about your offers, I always recommend leading with value. So give value to people, get them to know you as the experts, get them to trust you, and then invite them to what you have. In Ananta's case, she has her membership, she has events. So let's say in a video, she gives a bunch of really great value about how to, let's see, how to be free while fear is here. Let's come back to your titles in a second because I think that could be framed differently. But let's say you have a video about fear, you give a ton of value, you help people overcome it, then you invite people to your event or to your membership. That's the way you want to go about it. And a bunch of YouTubers are afraid to actually talk about what they're offering because they feel bad selling. But everyone realize that like, we're YouTube entrepreneurs. We stand out because we don't just try to get views and go viral and, chase these metrics for vanity's sake. We're actually here to serve people with our products and services. And the only way to do that is to bring awareness and to tell people to click the link below. So I haven't watched your videos. I actually saw that you signed up later on for this, so I didn't get the chance to watch your videos. I think I did in the past. I think I came across your channel in the past. I think we came in contact before, but just always remember to, in all your videos, like, give value and have a call to action. It could even be to a freebie if someone's warming up to it, but you want that in every single video. You want to talk about your offers, and that is the way that you help people. And if you still feel like, oh, like, I should just put out value and people are going to buy, that's not how it works. You're not going to experience as much success with this. And I know that for a fact. I've had clients in videos where they forget the call to action. The video does well, and guess what? It doesn't lead to as many sales as their videos with less views where there was a call to action. And guess what? Like, even though it got more views, that doesn't mean that you necessarily helped more people, because the way that you truly transform people in the long term permanently is through something more ongoing, something that requires a stronger commitment. So, for example, are you going to learn more about how to overcome struggling by watching videos, or by being part of a membership where you're getting expert advice and you have a community there supporting you through the process? Okay. I don't feel that I sell through these videos. Okay, so that's what needs to happen. There needs to be calls to actions, and that's something that you need to find confidence in and comfort, because people can sense when you don't feel comfortable or confident. You say, I would like them to sign up for my mailing list or events. Okay, so with events, we covered that. You want to tell people that you have events coming up. I saw on your homepage that you have announcements. I see here that you have announcements, but like, realize, like, for example, like, people, like, if I'm suffering like through fear, if I'm struggling, if I'm not happy, I'm less likely to watch this video about an upcoming retreat in August. I'm more likely to watch a video more so like this, where I see value at the forefront and you integrate a call to action within the video. So I wouldn't recommend these announcement videos. If you want to have an announcement, it's better to post about it in the community tab, just because having it as a video isn't search based. If you want people to sign up for your mailing list, I don't know if you were here when I was talking to Dylan, but I was telling Dylan that it's better to give a free resource in exchange for people's emails. So if you're not comfortable with selling, like saying, hey, people, sign up for the event. If there's still some resistances to, quote, taking people's money, which isn't the case, but if there's resistance, you can practice with having a call to action to a freebie, a free resource that gets people on the mailing list. Because again, like, mailing lists aren't as effective as they used to be, just from people getting so many emails nowadays. And it's kind of been a phrase that's been thrown out for so long, like, join the email list, and to the point where it's not as effective unless you can really communicate the value of why. Like, for example, I actually did sign up for a newsletter recently, but it was because there was value behind it. It was in the real estate niche. It was to get San Diego market updates. They said, sign up for the email list to get this specific piece of value. So that's why I signed up. But if they just said, sign up for the mailing list, I didn't know the value, I wouldn't have signed up. Okay, let's see what else we got. Most of these clips are from recorded live meetings, so I'm not speaking to the YouTube audience. Recorded live meetings. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see. So I'm assuming that you take snippets and you repost it. But I'm not speaking to the YouTube audience. I'm not interested. Oh, I see. You're not appearing in search. I guess I would need to make a specific recording for YouTube, so I'm not asking. Yeah. Yes, they have the lead magnet of the 3 videos. Okay, yeah. I'm just trying to fully understand, because you say you're taking these clips from the meetings, not speaking to the YouTube audience. Need to make a recording. Yeah, what you could do as well is you can make a more specific recording of you to put on a web page. Well, I had a client, and she always did these live workshops like every month or two, and so she would always have the same web page, but just update the date on there. And sometimes she would like improve the video. And in her videos, she would always say, you know, I do these ongoing like events, kind of like for this event I'm doing, I do these events twice a month. So if I talk about this event in a video from 3 months ago, then people can still sign up, like it's evergreen. How can I use the search bar to create video? Search bar to create video. I don't really know what you mean by that. You can't really create a video with the search bar here on YouTube. So if you want to rephrase that, feel free to. But the biggest piece of advice I want to give you in terms of your website is, and it sounds simple, but this is the biggest piece of advice. I would have a video towards the top of the page. So right here, explaining to people what problem you solve and for who in a very concise and clear way. So you could say, you know, I'm Ananta. I help people to overcome struggling and to find true happiness. Like say it in a nutshell, and you could even say, and to find who you really are. And I also recommend having a headline here that encapsulates that as well. So like text here at the very top. Headlines are very important because they're like hooks. And it tells people, okay, am I in the right place? So the psychology of a web page is the same thing. Remember, people need to know, okay, how can I survive and thrive? The headline encapsulates that. The video gets them to know, like, and trust you, to know what problem you're solving for them. And, you know, then that way all these resources have more context. Okay, Vero, sorry I couldn't get to you. But if you can come, I might still be doing this when you're back from picking up your daughter. So if you are, then I will review your channel. Okay, how can I use it? Okay, so it's to find what people are searching for. Okay, I understand what you mean. So what you could do is type in basic questions that your target audience is searching for. So I encourage you, and this goes for everyone listening, I encourage you to put yourself in the shoes of somebody who would need your products and services. So in your case, like I feel like for you, like how to, someone might even type in how to be happy, and you could just type in like keywords. I think I spelled that wrong. So you can type in like, you know, keywords and model similar titles and thumbnails and topics. That wasn't the best question. Let me get rid of this. Like even how to be happy. So this is how you can use the search bar. And if you use a tool like TubeBuddy, what it could do is you can go to the Keyword Explorer tool, type in how to be happy. And what it'll do is it'll tell you popular tags. The reason it'll give it a score too. And the reason why this is poor is because there's so much search volume. There's so many search volume for this. And so the competition is very high. Oh, look at this. This is one of my clients. She's at the very top. That's cool. Okay, so you could see that. Here, let's see. Let's scroll here. So you could see like what you're up against. And so you can like model similar titles, similar thumbnails, because the biggest thing with you, Ananta, here, let's go back. The biggest thing for you is like just the way we're phrasing some of these titles. So for example, can you be free while fear is here? Like, I don't immediately know what that means. Like, can you be free while fear is here? Like you see how my brain has to work? Like, what does that mean? Maybe like a simpler, like just phrasing these in a more simple way, in a way that people would actually phrase it. So like how to overcome fear, for example, is more of a clear, non-confusing way. This one, what is your intention? Like, what is your intention when it comes to what? Are people really typing in, what is your intention? I mean, let's see. I doubt anyone's typing that in. But they are typing in how to set intentions. And so instead, we could have phrased this one with how to set intentions, and that would have made more sense. That's the biggest gap with a lot of these, is just choosing the right topics, but making better thumbnails that are easier to read. Like this one, I could barely even read your name here. I can't read the green. And then just structuring your titles. Like here we have your name in a lot of these, which I get why this is the book excerpt, but it's like people aren't necessarily typing that in, your name. They're typing in, let's see, like, for example, this one's about being selfish. They're typing in topics related to that. TubeBuddy, just go to tubebuddy.com and you can download a free extension. Alrighty, so let's see. I would encourage you to live stream again. You're getting some good traction with this. And yeah, I would encourage it. I would encourage you to go live. You could announce it too in your community tab. Hey everyone, going live tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Hope to see you there. And you can go live, people will tune in. A bunch of people will watch the replay. They feel like they're actually in the room with you. I'm telling you, if you want to get more sales, going live, you get much more conversions. And that's like a very known fact. I've been doing this for so long and the live streams always beat it. Even the people who watch the replay. So that's something I encourage for you. Let's get back with this. You were doing good for a while, but then we kind of dropped off. Okay, you got the podcast community. I would reactivate this. People really underestimate community tab. I'm seeing that we mainly did the book, but let's put announcements here. Let's give people life updates. Let's run different polls. Let's engage with people. And you'll get really great traction with this. Alrighty. I gave you a lot, Ananta, so I hope that was helpful. If you have any follow-up questions, let me know. You can always fill out an application below, and from there we can get on a phone call. I can learn more about you. I can help you more. I am more than happy to do that. Cool. Who wants to go next? Again, I do favor those who are here live. So if we have Rami, Joe, Sam, we had Lifted Atlas. I know Veto left, I believe, but if you're still here, I will give all of you a second, but if nobody says anything in the next few seconds, then I will choose someone from random. Beautiful. Let me just double check one thing while I'm giving all of you a second. Okay, so I'm going to pick someone at random. My pleasure, Ananta. I'm going to pick someone at random. I'm going to do Rami, who's in a really great niche. And if she comes in late and misses this, well, she can watch the replay because I'm not going to repeat what I said. That's the nice thing about live streams, is that people can watch the replay. It's one of my favorite things about it. Okay, so even if I'm not reviewing you now, still pay attention because I have some things to point out to Rami, which can be beneficial to you as well. So here we have Rami. Awesome. So she is an actress, also a graphic designer. And I know this because she shared some context with me before this. I watched some of her videos. One thing I would recommend is that we make that more clear in the banner. Here we have the Mexican method, but people don't exactly know what that is. You know, like when they hear Mexican method, they're like, oh, like, what does that mean? That can mean anything. People don't know that that's associated with acting, you know, hacks and humor. So I would get rid of that. And I would put this at the forefront, you know, acting tips, industry hacks, and humor. We could probably even strengthen that. Let's see what we have here. I think we could strengthen more what you have here. I think, like, let's find someone who gives acting tips. It's always good to model success. I never encourage that we straight up copy someone. But let's say I type in acting tips. Let's see what we have here. Tips on acting. This looks like someone promising. I like this one. I like her tagline here, like helping you break into the film and television industry. You see how that's very clear and specific? So helping I like that. Maybe we could even have something like that, like acting tips to help you enter into the film and TV industry. You see how when you read that, you know immediately like what it's for, like what you're gonna get. So having that here in the forefront would make a huge difference. Another thing as well is I would put some different imagery because, and this really depends on you. Like if you're trying to help anyone in the acting industry, then I would take the Mexican out of the forefront. I would get rid of the cactus. I'd get rid of the rooster, which I love, by the way. I'm actually Mexican myself, so I love the images. I love the Mexican method. But what if somebody like wants to learn acting tips, but they're not Mexican? Could you still help them? Yeah, of course. You could reach a wider audience and you can help others. What if someone else is from like some other South American country? Like you could, you don't want them to feel like they're not like this channel isn't for them. So I would remove that. And I think overall this is great. I see that you have like different pictures of your face. I don't think that's 100% needed. I think just one picture of you would be great. Maybe we can have some other imagery to really communicate. Maybe we can have some other imagery to communicate that you're helping with acting. Trying to find another solid channel in your niche. Actors Academy. I like this banner, acting made easy. Like it's so clear and to the point. But maybe we can have some like other like images, like what are some other images when it comes to acting? Maybe you can look on Canva and see what else is on there and put that here. So that's what I recommend. And also, let's see, actor, producer, acting tips. I would also put your tagline here in the about section because this is like the first text that people see. Actor, producer, acting tips, text. And again, this is good text that you have, but I believe it could be made much stronger. I'm just reading what we have. So it's great again that you have your credibility. It is good to include that you're Mexican because people who are Mexican will immediately relate to you. But I do like how you put that towards the end and not towards the very top. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. You worked with George Lopez. That's awesome. Voice. Okay. Something I would encourage for you to consider is what can you offer to people to help them with their acting? So, for example, like when I go over to the Actors Academy, what helps them stand out, other than what helps them stand out other than obvious things like, like their thumbnails and their reviews is that they have a way to help people beyond just the video. I mean, look at this. They have a master class. So it's a $25 course where people can sign up, and this helps them stand out because they don't just make videos, they're giving people more tools and resources to help them with their acting. Look at this. Look at all the stuff that they help with. So I would encourage you to really brainstorm how can you turn your channel into a platform that helps people beyond just videos. I actually had about your number of subscribers. I think it was a little bit more, like 170 subscribers, when I got my first client from YouTube. And the way that I did it was gave value in my video. I was totally myself, which you do a really good job of. You're very personable in your videos. But I was just myself like you were being, but I had a call to action and somebody needed my services. I was offering, like, at the time I was helping with actually making like web pages, putting offers together. And so someone needed that, and they went from being a YouTube viewer to being a buyer in what I had. I had a strong landing page for it. It wasn't perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. Like your landing page will evolve over time. Like them, they could really use a video on their page. It's not perfect, but they're helping people beyond just their videos. So I would encourage you to brainstorm this. Let's be more than just a YouTuber here. Let's really tap into being an entrepreneur and a business owner. And if you unlock that, I promise you that You will earn more. You will impact more people. It'll make a huge difference. One thing I want to say for you is, and I'll say it again, you do a really great job at being yourself in your videos. This one I was very impressed with. How to cry on cue. That's actually why I clicked on it. I was like, oh, like if she's teaching how to cry, she's gonna cry in the video, and you did a really good job. Videos like this are good because it shows that you are the expert in the space. So really good job with that. And one thing I really want to encourage for you is just that we improve some of these thumbnails. Some of these are hard to read. Like this one, I could barely read that blue text in here. And on a mobile phone, this is going to be so tiny that nobody can even read that. So let's make the fonts bigger, more easy to read. And I think it's something that this one weighs more for you because I know that you were a graphic designer. And so let's really show that. Your graphics are really good, but again, they're just hard to read. And then like this one, for example, like my brain kind of tripped up because people are used to reading from left to right. However, when I looked at this, I had to like be like, wait, hold on. Because I had to read like vertically. And you did a good job with like distinguishing them with like different colors, but it still kind of confused me because like we have the white here and I associated for a second the white with the white. So that to that without. So it was a bit like confusing. This one too, it's a great graphic, but like I can't read the text behind your head. Your like this text here, you're obviously like not yellow, but it kind of like blended in with your skin a little bit because it's like it's close on the color palette, you know, like the color of your skin and then like the yellow. And then I didn't even notice that little guy, that little emoji right there. He's very blended into the back. So little things like that. It's good to have a solid background. Excuse me. It's good to have a solid background. So like here you're in a room, but it would be better if we had like one solid color background, kind of like, where's a good example? Kind of like here how there was like a solid like background just to make the text easier to read. So that's what I recommend. And overall, I think you're on the right track with a lot of these. You know, you're on point with like using keywords like audition, you know, like questions like how to cry on cue. So I would continue on with videos like this, you know, questions like, you know, how to cry on cue. Like it's good to share your story as well. I would really model success. So look at other YouTubers in your niche. And again, you don't have to copy, but you can just get inspiration. Like you could make a video like this. 8 acting tips. What else do we have here? The Joker emotions. Lean forward. Yeah, you could even use like specific famous people. Again, that's why it's good to see what's working out there. The 5 basics of acting, you can definitely incorporate that. And I'm telling you, if you like, it's a very simple formula, but people tend to overcomplicate it. So for you, Rami, just to summarize, if we focus on the right topics that people in your niche are searching for, if we have clear, easy thumbnails, kind of like this gentleman, you see how like simple, easy that is? Like text is big and bold. It's very clear to the point. Not all of these, but most of these. Like that one's really good. If we have good thumbnails, good titles, and you give value, which you're already doing, you do a great job at giving value. And if you do decide to have a call to action to a clear offer, it can even be for you. This goes for everyone. If you're not sure what your offer is, you can even just offer like in your case, Rami, you can offer like a 30-minute or 60-minute strategy call where you help people with their acting. And you can set up a simple Calendly link. So you can go to calendly.com. I can't even spell it. Calendly.com. You can make a calendar link, and you could even make it so that people need to pay for it. Even that alone, if you don't know where to begin, if you don't know what to offer, you could just start there and start telling people, hey, if this video is valuable and you want to master your crying on cue, like sign up for a free strategy, not free strategy call, for a paid strategy call with me down below. I would never say the price because the price is always subject to change. Maybe today you want to do $50 for the hour, and then in the future, maybe you want to increase it. So never say the price. But if you have that on there, you're gold. You're gold. I was laughing because in the video, I was like, oh, like if you want to get on Zoom and cry with me on Zoom, click the link below. But that's really what they're doing, is you're getting on Zoom with them and crying with them. But no, it's good. It's like you're helping them with their acting skills. So I really appreciate your niche, by the way, and what you're doing. I'm currently reading Arnold Schwarzenegger book, Total Recall, and he was an immigrant as well, and he was pursuing acting. And I'm actually in a chapter where he was talking about learning how to cry on cue. So I actually really appreciate just your whole journey and what you're doing, and I think it's really admirable. And he was talking about his struggles too, and he said he turned all his struggles into superpowers. He was saying that he thought his Austrian accent would, cause him to not be on as many movies. And like he said, like a bunch of people were doubting him, but he was like, you know what, like that's actually like my strength. And people were even saying like, oh, like not many people are going to want to cast you because you're so massive, because he was a big bodybuilder. But he actually got some really great parts for like a warrior, the Conan the Barbarian, and the Terminator. So sometimes your weaknesses can be your biggest strength. So I actually really admire you for what you're doing, because you're an immigrant as well, pursuing acting. And I know it's not easy, but I mean, look at you doing it, and you're doing more than just acting. You're teaching people with a YouTube channel. So kudos to you. Kudos to you. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. I think you're on a really great track. By the way, if you want help, Rami, with what to offer, how to turn this into a business, just let me know. There's a form down below that you can fill out, and we can schedule a Zoom from there and further brainstorm. But one thing I will say that I like about your channel is that you even have some snippets of your past acting, which does build your credibility. So I would keep those on here. Definitely keep those on here, because it shows that obviously you have experience. But moving forward, I would focus on these educational based videos so that we can attract people who want to learn this skill, because people come to YouTube and they're searching things like how to act, how to cry on cue, like what else do we have here? Like how to speak appropriately. And so that's how we can attract people, and we can eventually turn this into a business. Cool. Let's see what else we have here. Excuse me. I would recommend changing your profile photo. It is a good photo because, it looks like you're getting ready for like a acting set, but like something about it, like I think it's like your split face. It almost looks like for a second there's like I don't know, like it's like there's a lot of your face. Like visually, I'm seeing like 5 of you here, and I'm seeing 2 of you here. But it would be professional, like more professional looking, like more clear, if we had like a picture of you kind of like this with shoulders up, like face fully in view, solid background. Like even look at my profile photo. I have like a white background. It's just my face. You could see it. And that's what I would recommend, just to give it a more professional look. This actually looks like a really old photo. I think it's just like the image quality. But having like something like this is just going to look much more professional. Like even this one is great. You see these are good profile photos. We don't want to cut off the head like this. Don't cut off any ears or any foreheads. This one isn't the best because notice how you can't make out his face, so don't be too far from the camera. Okay, cool. Community quick tricks. Okay, so I would just encourage you to be more active here. Let's give people some more updates. Let's tell them when new videos released. Let's run different polls. Let's get to know our audience better. In terms of your website, this definitely needs work. I have no idea, looking at this, what you could do for me or what this is about. Voiceover. Let's see what this is. Again, I don't know what this is. It's good to have text above something like this to give me some context on what this is. Gallery. Got some nice images, but again, like this doesn't. Ooh, I don't like that. Oof. No, I don't like blood. So that turned me off. Moving on. Content. What is that? Oh, okay, that's like little pieces of chocolate. I was like, what is that? I could see you like I would encourage you to work more towards this. Not it doesn't have to be this in particular. Yours can be much more like visually appealing. This actually isn't good because it's not good to have so much text on here. It'd be better if you had a video, but this is still good because this person's making money by turning their viewers into buyers. And they're causing more of an impact because they're helping actors in this academy. So I know that's the effect that you want to have. I don't know your situation, like if you want this to be a side hustle or if you want this to be an actual business. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I can just tell you from experience after working with so many YouTubers that this is the route that provides the highest amount of sustainable revenue and helps people to truly accomplish their calling. So if somebody feels called to do anything, if they offer something in their videos that it doesn't need to be a course like that other person. It could be strategy calls. It could be a membership. It could be any type of resource that helps them to be better actors. Then you accomplish your calling much on a much higher level, because it's great to get 40 views on a video and to help 40 people that way, but it's a totally different playing field when you help them through a membership or through a course. So I hope you found that helpful, Rami. Okay, who wants to go next? I know we still have Joe and Sam, but I think Joe and Sam are in Australia, which is probably why they're not here, because they're sleeping. Let's see. Let me just pull it up. Okay, let me pull it up. Okay, this is a really great niche, I will say. This is a niche that's on the rise. Oh, you're here. Awesome. Okay, I thought you weren't here. Awesome, I will do you next. Okay, let me pull up your channel. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. Perfect. I'm so glad you're here. I love doing these reviews when the people are here. So that way we can interact. So as I'm doing this, you two, feel free to talk to me. Feel free to point stuff out. Feel free to ask me questions. That's how you're going to get the most value out of this. So let me share my screen. Beautiful. Okay, here we have the VA Foundry. This is a great niche. This is a niche that's been on the rise, and I believe it will continue to be. So excellent job, you two, at putting yourself in a really great niche. Because, I mean, this is something that's only going to grow, and you two truly are creating videos that are evergreen, meaning that months and years on from now, a lot of this information will still be relevant. So really great job. I really admire people who do partnerships. So that's amazing that you two found a good dynamic duo. There are a lot of people who are YouTubers and entrepreneurs, and they have how should I say it? They have like a very rugged, individualistic mindset where they believe, I need to do everything on my own. I don't trust in a partner. They think the worst of things. So I always admire when people are doing this as partners, because I believe together you can go much further than you could alone. So kudos to you. Beautiful. I love this notebook. That's a really nice notebook. Okay, I got distracted. That's not the point of this. But I think overall that this is a solid banner. I think your branding is really nice and spot on. One thing I will say is that I don't recommend, and this goes for everyone, I don't recommend ever using cursive, because even if you learned it in school, which they actually stopped teaching in many schools, but even if you learned it, it's been shown that it takes more brain energy to read. So remember, everyone, that the brain tries to conserve energy, and it's also trying to determine how can I survive and thrive. And so looking at this, I see the VA Foundry new podcast episode. I can't even read that. New podcast episode. Oh, that says out. You see, my brain tripped up. I thought it said, like, I don't even know what that said. I thought it said ONT. I thought that was an N. Out every Wednesday. So I would recommend that we change any cursive that you have to print just to make it easier. And when I make these recommendations, I don't do it from a point of saying you need to change your branding or your style, but I'm coming from a place of thinking of the viewer and making this the easiest, most seamless experience for them. And so if people are struggling to read something, that's when it's a problem. I know I'm jumping over to your thumbnails right now, but even in the thumbnails, there's some difficulty with reading some of this just because we have some overlap in color. So we have white text on top of a very light, almost white background. And so it takes from the user experience because I'm struggling to read. I'm straining my eyes, I'm leaning forward. And on mobile, I mean, it's very difficult to read. It's that small on a mobile cell phone. So let's improve the user experience by using print. And if you want to use an image like this, it's wise to have a colored block behind it. Kind of like the word episode here has that navy color block. You see how it's much easier to see the text above it aside from the cursive or putting cursive to the side. But other than that, it's easier to read because it's against a darker background. These little things do matter. I can't emphasize that. It can make or break a thumbnail if people can't read it. That can literally be the difference between 100 views and thousands of views. The good news is that you can change past thumbnails and you could change the thumbnail, and that can cause it to increase. I think of it like books. Keep using this book analogy, but people do judge books by their cover, similar to how people judge YouTube videos by their thumbnails. And the cool thing is that if you change a thumbnail and adjust the title, YouTube oftentimes gives it more impressions. And if there's a higher click-through rate, then it can start appearing in search. I did this for many of my videos. One in particular I'm thinking about, it's a tutorial video I made. Simply changed the thumbnail after like 200 days after posting it. And you could literally see in my YouTube studio that it went from plateauing in views to just appearing in search, and it's still picking up to this day. So I want the two of you to experience similar results. So let's just keep that in mind whenever we're putting out thumbnails or banners or anything on the website, because we want to make this the best user experience for the people watching. And one other thing I want to say with you too is that in the banner, I see that we have the VA Foundry new podcast episode on every Wednesday. And if I were to read here in the About section, because people will read like the first sentence of the About section because YouTube displays it. Hi, we're Sam and Joe here at the VA Foundry. We help women just like you, and then cuts off. So what I would recommend is I recommend a tagline in the banner that encapsulates what problem you solve and for who. Because just looking at the banner, looking at this first sentence here, I don't know what it is that you do for me. I know what a VA is, but not everybody knows what a VA is. If you're listening, by the way, I bet you that there are some people watching the recording or who are here live right now who are still wondering what it is that you do. So if we had a tagline, however, that would solve that problem. If we had a tagline such as, and I think we had one here, but it started to cut off. We help women just like you create their very own dream virtual assistant business. Okay, so we could have that in the banner. We could have something like, helping women create their dream virtual assistant business. I would spell that out. So that people know. It's obvious to business owners like me who've been doing online business, but no, that's not even true. I actually have, I had a couple clients and I said the word VA and they're like, what is that? They're familiar with the word virtual assistant, but not VA. It depends on the age. These women who I'm thinking of, they happen to be above the age of 50. So maybe maybe it was just coincidence or, like a learning curve, but it's best just to spell it out so that people are crystal clear what you do. And if we could even be more crystal clear, that would be awesome. So, for example, their own dream virtual assistant business. Is there a specific type of business, or do you help a specific type of person, like coaches, consultants, content creators? Even putting those keywords could be very helpful, because when people land on the page, they're like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm in the right place because I'm a coach, I'm a consultant. Don't think that by calling out certain people that we're being limiting, because it's actually being more clear. And I hope that makes sense for you. It's just being more clear so that people have a grasp on what it is that you do. Okay, so we want to help virtual assistants achieve their savings. I'm just reading here. Do you have what it takes? I like this here. Gone are the days where you get the work at 9 to 5, commute in bad traffic. I love this. So you're hitting on the pain points. Let me make this bigger for everyone. Here you'll find tips and tools to help you create and build your virtual assistant business. I love that. So one thing you could do, it seems like we're really speaking to beginners. So question for you, and this is not something you have to answer now, but something to think about. Are we mainly trying to attract beginners, or what if there's a seasoned virtual assistant and they just want to refine their skills? So let's see, just looking at your comments. So for example, when I first started my YouTube channel, I actually put beginners everywhere. So when I started helping with like funnels and offers, I was actually I even put like in the banner and in the about section, I put beginners. But when I broadened the scope, I actually started to attract people who were more established, but they just wanted to refine what they already had. And as a little business thing, like when I wasn't just speaking to beginners, like the established people were like a much different type of person to deal with, because they didn't have to do you know what I mean? Like some of them were already out of a 9 to 5 and they were making money with YouTube and with their business, but they just wanted to get to the next level. And so I actually personally it felt like a much better fit for me to serve those people. So I took out the word beginner. And even in these channel reviews, you obviously need to have content or a YouTube channel and a website to be reviewed for this. So it makes all the difference. Like just being clear on who you're speaking to can make all the difference. So maybe YouTube could even serve people who are established VAs. They just want to grow their business and scale. Scale is a good keyword. And when you do that, I mean, these people are making money. So you could even charge more for what it is that you're offering. If you want to talk about that more, let me know. We could even further discuss in a Zoom, but I'm just, giving you planting an idea, just brainstorming out loud with you too. So, okay. Cool. Awesome. So we'll make that clear that it's for new and established, solid. Yeah. Let's have the tagline here front and center, because here the VA Foundry is front and center. However, again, it's better to have the tagline front and center so that people know. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. I'm gonna go to the homepage here. Let me zoom back out. Okay. So here, and you two did really good with your playlists. You did a good job with having your podcast in one playlist, and then here you have live Q&As. That's great. Yeah, your thumbnails for these look really nice. These are easy to read. These are easy to read because we have a solid background, clear text. I like the images of you two. I like how we're mixing it up. So that looks really nice. Some of these, I will say, have a lot of text in them. So for example, here we have a lot of text in the thumbnail. And as a rule of thumb, it's a wise idea to not repeat the same exact text in the thumbnail and the title because we're not fully utilizing the space. So we're stacking here the same text on top of each other, and that's not quite accomplishing anything because it's the same text. And so we're not fully utilizing the space that we have. A good approach is to invoke curiosity in your thumbnail, in the text on here, and then the title reaffirms what the topic is about. And the title, of course, has keywords in it so that it can appear in search. So let me give you an example. Let's duplicate this. Let's say that I was someone looking at how to set boundaries with my clients. I'm modeling this video that you had. I'm just finding a good example. That's so funny. My client keeps appearing towards the very top. Solid stuff. This is my goal for all of you, is to appear. Okay, so let's see. So clients. Let's see. So notice how there's not too many good examples for this, unfortunately. This is a decent one. You see how like he doesn't repeat the same exact text in the thumbnail? We have like this image here that invokes some intrigue and curiosity. We see that the boundaries aren't super high. And so like it complements each other. So that's what you want to aim for, is for it to complement each other. Okay, awesome. That goes for all of these. So just keep that in mind moving forward, like how to choose a business name. It could be something like really intriguing, like warning, don't do this, or, something that just like really like stops people in their tracks and be like, wait, I shouldn't do what? So I'm trying to think of one of my videos. One of my videos did really well, and in the thumbnail I said, don't use paid ads. And then in the title I had all these keywords, like something like why organic marketing beats paid ads every time, or something like that. I forget exactly, but that's a better approach. Okay, cool. Oh, that's fun. New Zealand virtual. Okay, so you two are from New Zealand. Apologies, I said Australia. I said Australia. So let's see what we have here. Create a playlist. My bad. I knew that. I saw this beforehand. I just said Australia. My bad. I actually used to live in Australia, by the way. Okay, so you two did a really great job with this. I'm going to give you two a lot of kudos. You did great with putting the shorts at the bottom. You categorized these really well. So amazing job. You two have really great photography too. Like these are great photos. Something I want to say is that I don't know if you're aware, but shorts on YouTube are a maximum of 60 seconds. I think it's the silliest thing because I wish they were longer. I think YouTube Shorts would just perform much better if they were beyond 60 seconds. If I was on the YouTube team, I would make that change. Even TikTok and Instagram are doing better. But anyway, the point is that when you post a vertical video above 60 seconds, it actually doesn't post as a short. It posts as a long form video. The con of that is if your goal is to appear in the shorts feed, your video isn't showing in the shorts feed. Okay, so they're cutting off. What were you referencing? What's cutting off? So are they cutting off? What are you referring to when you say are they cutting off? I forget what I said. That's connected to cutting off. Okay, so yeah, they're posting as long form videos. Yeah, so if you post a video above 60 seconds, it actually doesn't cut off. It's posting it as a regular long form. So only the videos that are under 60 seconds are going to post as an actual short. If it's above 60 seconds, it's going to put it in the video tab. It's going to put, even if it's 1 second over, like look at how annoying that is. 1 second over, it's still going to put it in the long form tab. So I would actually recommend taking these videos down And I would find a way to shorten them just slightly so that they can fit as a short, so that it's under 60 seconds. So you could do that by slightly increasing the speed. You could also add jump cuts so that if there's like a long pause before you say the next sentence, you can cut out that pause and eliminate like 1 or 2 seconds. So that's how you can do that. But other than that, I see you're posting a lot for the podcast, which is solid. I recommend getting back in the flow of posting regular videos. When I say regular videos, I mean the videos that we had earlier where these types of videos, I recommend that we come back to this. These videos are really powerful because it helps you to appear in search. These podcast videos are great. However, the way that we have them set up, they don't appear in search as much because if I type in, if I type into YouTube, how to grow an agency without premium pricing, let's just type it in, how to grow an agency. Maybe you will come up because I don't know if people are actually typing that question is. Okay, so you do come up. However, I don't think that's what people are asking. I think they're just typing in how to grow an agency. If I type in how to grow an agency, these are the types of videos that come up. In other words, these are videos similar to what you had here, like regular videos with a thumbnail, between however long, 5 to 20 minutes. Like this is, your goal is to appear in search, and the podcast videos simply don't, unless it's like a really like outlier question that nobody's asking. Okay, so I would recommend coming back to this. Let me just look at something here. If you notice, they were your most popular videos. Your most popular videos were these styles. Cool, your VA candidate, that was awesome. Look at this. They were your most popular videos. Maybe what you could do is, let's see. For these videos, instead of posting them as podcasts, you could even take out snippets, like 5 to 10 minute snippets, kind of like these, and you can post them just like this, like the video style, not framing it as a podcast. That's really what I recommend for you too. Just that alone. If you do that on top of like having the thumbnail text complement the title text, you two already give a bunch of value. And if you have a call to action to your services, you two are golden. That's the thing with YouTube. Just simply changing the way that you frame some of this can make all the difference. You two have really nice content. I watched another video of yours and I can't even find it now. Wherever it was really good. And one thing I recommend, I watched your video a few hours ago. I wouldn't recommend in the beginning that we have that intro with the music and all the B-roll. Generally, it's not a good practice to have that at the very beginning because typically in the beginning, we want to hook people in. A better practice, you could still have that intro, but generally it's good after in the video, you have like a strong hook and a little intro. So hypothetically, I'm going to do this off the cuff here. If you have like a really good hook, such as, like guess what? If you're struggling with setting boundaries with your clients, believe me, you are not alone. In this video, we're going to be sharing 3 steps that you need to take to set solid boundaries with your clients. And then if after you say that, then you have the intro. It's kind of like a little breather before you get into the meat of the video. So that's a better approach. And generally, and again, it was a great intro, but just the placement of it can make a huge difference. Feel free to experiment. I'm sure that you could even post the same exact video just to experiment and see if there was a difference in retention. Because if in the beginning of this video, that little intro was at the very beginning, and then you had a huge drop off, so everybody clicked away, then that could be a huge indication compared to the same exact video with the intro placed somewhere else. YouTube can just work smarter, not harder. You could even just re-upload these videos with a different thumbnail. You can edit the intro in a different place, and boom. Like, you don't have to refilm all these videos. That goes for everyone. You could just work with what you have and reposition it. So let me see one thing. Okay, cool. So you have, hopefully you have, calls to actions in all your videos. I see here that you have working links. It's a lot of links, I will say. If any of these links aren't relevant, I recommend not including them, because there's been a simple psychology studies where they give people all these options, and the more options that they have, the less likely they're actually to click on something. So let's say in this video, hypothetically, you only mention Trello in your, let's see what this is, the VA business with Adminja. Let's say that's all you referenced. If I hear that in the video and I come down here to try to find it, I'm like, holy cow, where is that link? Remember that the brain is trying to conserve energy. So you're actually decreasing the probability that they'll find it and click on it, because there's so many options. So what you could do, let's say in a video you don't mention Canva, you can get rid of that. Unless you have a link that does really well, then you can include it. But I doubt that you mention all of these in the video and that they're even relevant. What you could do instead is you can consolidate all of this. You could just say, like, you could have one link that says tools we recommend, and then you could just have like a simple page with all of them listed. So for example, this is on my website. I just say tools and resources to help you with your YouTube and online business, and I have them all listed here. That way, when I talk about this link in my videos, I'm not overwhelming them with all these different links. It's in a nice, organized page. And so it's not as unlikely that they'll click through my other relevant links that I actually mentioned in the video. Cool, let's go over actually, I want to go over your website, but before I do, okay, so what I strongly recommend for YouTube is to go live. You can model me if you want. If there's something that VA business owners have that you can critique, perhaps you can literally do exactly what I'm doing right now. I mean, you can have an event. You can make a web page like I have with a timer, with a button where people can sign up for free, and you can live stream it. And you know what you could do, what you could critique? Maybe you can critique like their, what's it called? Like their one pager, like their portfolio. What is it called? Or their resume, whatever they have. And, you can create a form where they have to submit a file, and you can go live and like show it to people, and you can be like, okay, everyone, like this was good. This we recommend improving. That's a big value add. That's huge, and that can really build trust and give people a taste of what you have to offer. You could review their online presence. Yeah, you can look at their Instagram pages. You can look at maybe even their YouTube channels. You could look at their LinkedIn. You could look at maybe some of their marketing posts. Maybe they have they have a post they want to, post across LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram, and you can like look over it and critique it. You can look at their graphics. I mean, I gave you a lot of ideas. That's a really good one. I'm telling you, like, even if you do that, you are really golden, because people are really going to trust you too, and you're going to stand out in your industry big time. You could do that, and if you do, I recommend that you post about it in your community tab. I see that we're not active on there, so announce it before you do. Send an email out to your list. You can invite people if you know that they'd be interested. Post it on Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever else you're posting. Really drive traffic to it. Make it like an event at a certain day, at a certain time. YouTube would really kick it off. That's a really good idea. I'm glad I thought about that, and I'm glad I shared it. Okay, so LinkedIn is something that you teach. What you could do is you can stream it simultaneously on both LinkedIn and YouTube. That way, your LinkedIn audience can tune in. And you can do that with StreamYard and I think even Riverside. I don't know what streaming software you use. I saw that you too use something, but regardless, there's ways to stream it simultaneously. That way you're casting a wide net and you're reaching as many people as possible. You could perhaps maybe do it on Instagram, but Instagram is more suited for like vertical. I don't believe that you could like take the phone, look at it horizontally, because with what you're critiquing, full screen would be optimal. I know with LinkedIn actually you can like take up the whole screen. So just think of the viewer experience when you do that. Cool. That's exciting. That's awesome. Let's look at your website now. Let's see what else we got here. Get your website, got your quiz. Quizzes are always good lead magnets. So good job with that. What's your virtual assistant pathway? That's a really nice outfit, by the way. Take the quiz. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so you got a quiz. That's solid. Let's look at your homepage. We help you build a booked out, soul-filling virtual assistant business you love to work in. That could even be a good tagline for your YouTube banner. It could be a bit shorter. It's good for the website, but on the YouTube banner, it could be a bit shorter. But this is really good and solid. You two take really nice photos. I'm glad that you invest in like photography because it's a really big asset for a brand. Your thumbnails look spot on. All these photos look spot on. You two look very, very professional. Figuring out how to launch and scale isn't easy. So what I recommend for this page, I can really get nitpicky about like pages like this, but I recommend that we have a video towards the top. Now, typically, I recommend if this picture of you two wasn't here, I'd recommend like we have a video like over here. But since it is, maybe what we can do is put this headline text like right here in this empty space and have a video here. Check how it looks on mobile because you know I don't want it to look like weird with you in the back of the video. So just double check that. I think you two have a keen eye and we'll be able to adjust that appropriately. But the reason why I recommend a video is because it builds trust and credibility, and also those who are on the fence can get a better sense of you two and what your services will do for them. And let's say I send your website over to somebody who I know could benefit from your services, but they never watched any of your content. Well, having the video can help them gain a sense for who you are, thus increasing the chances that they actually work with you. So that's what I recommend. And another thing too, I think like I would move this up further to the top. Because remember that people want to know when they land on a website what they can get. And that really is connected to what you're offering. So I would even I would move this section up towards the top. I would even have it like second or third. So before or after this section. And then another thing too, when I first saw this, honestly, it tripped up my brain a little bit because I saw learn with us and grow with us. And I was like, okay, like what's the difference? That's what I was thinking. And then here I saw courses and resources. Here I saw coaching and mastermind experience. I would highlight that keyword in the big letters. So I would put like coaching and masterminding, courses and resources. That way I know like what it is. Because generally before people invest in something, they have to know like what it is. So if it's a course, if it's a mastermind, and then they want to know, okay, what can it do for me? In this case, it's learn or grow with us, but we could be even more specific with what that exactly means. It could be like, scale your business, or, like learn the tools that you need. Because I know you two have a bunch of affiliates. So Wonder if it should be start with us and scale with us. That could be a good one. I think, and this one might require a deeper conversation between you and I. Maybe one can cater more towards beginners. So for example, I have like a beginner membership and people like know like exactly what that is and who it's for. And then I have my advanced accelerator, which is obviously for advanced people who want to accelerate and scale. So I think, yeah, I think that'd be good. Maybe like, like maybe having the word beginners in one would be solid. And then scale is like obviously for people who have foundations in place. So I like that one a lot. That's a really good one. Let me look at one thing. I do want to help you too as much as I can. So let me just look deeper into one of these. It's time to get serious. High impact coaching plus community experiences to help you level way up. That's cool, but I don't know what you do. If I was looking at this for the first time and I had to guess your niche, I would be like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't know. I would say it could be anything. So let's like have another headline in here explaining who this is for and what it does for them. So that can include what problem it solves for them, what it helps them to accomplish. And then let's have the video here too. Again, you two always have nice photos, and I don't want the video to cover you two. The video can be over here. Video could be here, and maybe the headline could go here, but just make sure it's easy to read with the trees. You could definitely make that work if you have like a block behind it. You two are good with visuals, so I think you can make that really work, or your VA can. Let's see what else we have. Learn more. Let's see. Instead of having, this is a little bit, hold up. So are these different? Oh, so these are like different offers. Gotcha. Okay, these are different offers. Gotcha. So let's see. This is why video is good, because people are going to want to like hear a summary of what each of these are. Okay, I could really get nitpicky here, but if I were to say one thing, I would make these more of buttons, because when I first look at this little carrot here kind of indicates that you can click on it, but not really. Like if this was like a legit like button looking thing, then I would like, no, okay, I can click on that. But like other than that, it almost looks like like there's no step, like there's no next step. Like you could just like, it's just like you're just reading it, if that makes sense. Whew. Hold on. $2.90. Let's see. New Zealand dollars. Interesting. Ooh, that's a lot of value. That's good. Odd. Hold on. My brain. If I'm an American, I'm like, oh, which one is it? Which one is it? If you're helping people just in Australia or New Zealand, this could fly by. But if I'm an American, I'm like, oh no, like I don't know if I could do this. Let's see. Does it convert it? No, it doesn't convert it. I would need to pull up now I know how you all must feel when you come across American pages. It's like, how much is it really? But no, this is good. This is a really good page. I think you two did a great job. I know it sounds like a lot of work. You have a lot of stuff on here. Wow. You could probably even condense some of this. I know this might seem like a big task, but on all your pages, just having videos is like just that alone will increase all of your conversions. It's been shown in so many studies and articles that I've read that video is absolute king. I know that can sound tedious, but you could even plan it all in a day and then film it all the next day, send it off to your VA, have it uploaded, and that alone can help you two ladies a lot. So let's see. We don't serve US. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, that's cool. So you don't serve US. Got it. So that won't be an issue. I just wanted to point it out in case it was. Cool. Awesome. We covered everyone. So before we finish, I want to end on some closing notes because I don't want to leave anyone hanging here. I can only imagine how some of you might be feeling because we covered a lot and it was a lot to digest, but just remember that the recording is always here. It's not going anywhere. Let's see. Okay. It's not going anywhere, so you can always reference it. And I know it's a lot to digest, so take it one thing at a time. Put things in your calendar, schedule it, because if you took notes today and you just toss that off to the side and you never come back to it, I mean, what good was this? This was basically a waste of your own time. And quite frankly, like what's the point? It's not even going to help your audience and help you to reach your goals. But we covered a lot, but believe it or not, it was only the tip of the iceberg. Even with Sam and Joe right now, I felt like I could really dive deeper into the copy and the graphics on their web pages. But of course, this is only, one session, and there's only so much I can cover. So I promised in the beginning I would tell you more about the YouTube Business Accelerator. This is not one of those programs where you're just a number among a bunch of people. I purposefully created this as an intimate experience where you get personalized attention. We don't believe that everybody fits in one bucket. We don't believe in having one offer at one price, because quite frankly, with where you all are, all of you need different levels of support. Some of you need private support. Some of you can benefit from being in a group mastermind. Some of you have so much on your plate that you need someone to do things for you. And so in the YouTube Business Accelerator, we customize plans to help you scale your unique YouTube channel and business model. There's an emphasis on the business model because, as you saw today with many channels, it's the business model in place that determines how much money you make, but more importantly, how much you serve your audience. And so we create custom plans that can entail private support. So that's over Zoom, where we will strategize and implement together. If you're not tech savvy, sorry, this is perfect for you, because I am. And during these sessions, we can actually do things together on YouTube or in your website provider. So I'm here to make it as easy as possible in that. And we also have group support for masterminding and workshops. Again, I keep this group intimate. If it exceeds a certain threshold, I'm even committed to making a different session on a different day of the week so that not everyone is crowded in one session. But I also offer funnel building for you. So if you're someone who needs web pages and a website, I offer that. I also offer membership site creation. So if you want to create a membership and you don't know how to do it, or you know how to do it and you don't have the time for it, I can help to set that up. The last one that I helped to set up, believe it or not, generated $70K in recurring revenue in the first month. That is no BS. That is what we accomplished through a membership site that had a recurring revenue model with a solid web page, a solid marketing plan with a lot of value. That helped the audience with the problem that they had. If you're someone who's not good with graphics, I get it. We have a graphic designer on the team that can help with your channel rebrand. There were a couple of you today where I recommended changing all of your thumbnails. Not saying that you had to, but it was a strong recommendation to improve some of your last videos. We have a graphic designer on the team who can help with channel rebrand, even copywriting, video scripting, editing, uploading. And even if you have a team and you would like us to train them, we offer that as well. And so what all of this will help you to accomplish is increase sales of your courses, coaching, memberships, and more. There is a link down below with more info. And there's one gentleman on there in particular. I uploaded a video from the group that we recently had, and he was saying that in a short amount of time, it was just in the first month, I helped him to double his revenue. Hi, Rami. I actually already reviewed your channel, so you can actually rewind this after I'm done with this little segment. And then if you have any questions, just let me know. But I give you a lot of really good info on your niche, so I'm excited for you to watch it. So yes, this will help you to get more sales, thus increase your revenue and help more people. Refine your strategy and offers with data-driven insights. We don't just guess what works. We look at the data to pinpoint what needs to be improved. So you would even give us access to your YouTube studio, and we would look at the data and make conclusions from there so that you make the right moves going forward. We help you to double your leads in just 30 days with optimized funnels. Again, I helped many of you today with your funnels and with your websites. And again, I only cover the tip of the iceberg, and we can go much deeper so that those are fully optimized to maximum capacity. We also help you to boost your YouTube traffic to grow your influence and revenue. But again, I'm not here to help you be a viral influencer. I help you to reach your right audience, people who are the perfect fit for what you're offering and what you provide in your content. And overall, I help you to create a life and business that is more aligned with your mission. I have worked with so many YouTubers and entrepreneurs, and I can't tell you how many people have come to me telling me, Ari, I'm making money with this, but I don't like this niche. This doesn't set my soul on fire. If that's the case for you, I am here to help you to create a business that creates your dream life, something that gets you out of bed in the morning, not keeps you in bed, because Tony Robbins says that success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And I'm not about to help you make money with your YouTube channel and with your business if if it's not aligned and if it doesn't truly make you happy. And so what I guide you through is I have a 5-step process that's in alignment with Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you're not aware, he's a psychologist who talks about self-actualization. And that is when you truly reach a point where you're no longer just thinking about yourself. You reach the level where you are thinking beyond just you, and you are truly contributing to other people, and you're accomplishing a bigger purpose and a bigger mission in life. So I help you to get there too, but we must start from the bottom and work our way up. So it all starts with reviewing and refining the foundations. Remember, today we talked about the house, little house. Well, that's what I will help you with, is to review and refine what you have. Gain clarity on, and again, this is things that even established YouTubers need to do. They need to come back to, okay, what am I offering? What problem am I solving, and for who? And also things like their branding and their messaging. And then from there, once that's reestablished, then you can create consistent content, attract your right community, generate that consistent cash flow through recurring offers, through sustainable offers. I really am a big advocate for recurring offers like memberships or continual consulting or coaching packages. Even if you're selling physical products, there's ways to make that work too. I'm a big advocate for it because it just helps you to reach a level where you're not in fear and uncertainty every month, not knowing how much your YouTube and your business will generate. It's like you're confident because you know, okay, I have 20 subscribers, hypothetically, all pay me $1,000. Unless somebody cancels, then I'm going to get 20K in recurring revenue this month. It's just, I help my clients do this and they sleep much better at night. And then that helps them to fully show up authentically and from a place of stability because they have cash flow and they're earning more than their basic needs, which allows them to reach that level of self-actualization. So that's what we do. And I also have another cyclical process that I guide people through. When people come into my world and I start to help them and they have a YouTube channel and a business already in place, this is the flow of how we work together. So we start with reviewing and refining their offers and their web pages. Once that's reviewed and after they refine their offers and their web pages, then we go on to drive YouTube traffic, the right YouTube traffic that attracts the right community. And then from there, we look at the data and we're like, okay, this worked. Awesome. Let's do more of that. This didn't work. Let's no longer do that because there is some experimentation throughout this process. And we want to try a bunch of different things so that we know, okay, what's working, what's attracting your right audience, but also what sets my soul on fire? What kind of contents do I like to create? What kind of offers do I like to show up for? Because hypothetically, if you don't like doing a group coaching program, like sometimes you don't know that until you actually try it. And so I've helped many people pivot because they're doing an offer that doesn't align with their life. And so I'm here not just to help you get financial success, but personal fulfillment. Don't fall into the trap where you're just chasing money and you don't have that fulfillment, because it's a dangerous path. And I've seen so many people do it. And that's why even these big YouTubers are quitting. Like someone like Vanessa Lau, like, I don't know if she's a bigger YouTuber, close to 1 million subscribers, and she quit because her mental health went down the toilet because she kept doing a niche that she didn't like just for the money and then crash and burn. It's a dangerous path, and none of you deserve that. No one here does. So this is for you if you are a YouTuber and an entrepreneur who knows in their gut that they are meant for great success. This is for people who have a very deep calling, and they've known, oftentimes even when they were a little kid, that they were meant to accomplish something great. Who knows where that comes from? Some people are born with it. Some people have a life-changing experience that causes them to feel called towards a certain mission, a certain niche. And so regardless, it's for you if you know in your gut that you are meant to be doing this. This is for you if you are ready to ascend to the next level with unshakable conviction. If you have an unshakable mindset, so if you have a mentality of, you know what, I'm going to do this no matter what, even if an obstacle comes my way, I'm going to find a way to overcome it because that's who I am as a person, then this is for you. This is for you if you trust in yourself to take full responsibility, to show up, and to do the work. I don't hold people's hands. I guide them down the path, and I let them lead themselves. So if you are somebody who points fingers, if you don't do the work, if you don't come to the calls, then this isn't for you. But if you're not, then this is for you. This is for those who are coming from a place of empowerment and enthusiasm. So you're not coming from a place of victimhood. You're coming from a place of leadership and confidence, and you're just excited. You're excited to get to the next level, and you're excited because you're excited to help the people. You're excited because this lights your soul on fire. This is for you if you're looking for the right leader to guide you in doing this all effectively. If you didn't catch the beginning, I was saying how I was a 4-year intern for TEDx, and I also helped with their YouTube, their marketing, their branding. I've worked with very big and established YouTube channels, some in amazing niches that speak very near and dear to my heart. So I truly know what works, not just from the scientific standpoint of good thumbnails, good SEO, but also from the standpoint of how can we do this authentically? How can you speak your truth in a way that resonates and speaks to the right people? This is for you if you're ready to clean up any energy leaks that are hindering your full power and abilities. Let's face it, we're all human beings, and there are times when we get imposter syndrome. There's times when we have self-doubts. That's normal, but if you're someone who's committed to, I call it cleaning up that energy leak, then this is for you. And of course, this is for you if you intend on running this on authenticity. This is not about being someone who you're not, or, like there's some people in this niche who just say, follow this exact script and you'll convert. No, this isn't about what do I say so people buy. This is about who do I need to embody? How can I fully step into my power and my full abilities? That's what this is about, because you succeed by becoming the best version of you and letting your true light shine and letting it be known. Your reason for wanting to do this is to help as many people as possible. And of course, this is for you if you are committed to being a renowned expert and leading voice in your niche. I don't work with people who play small. I work with people who truly want to be a leading voice, be someone who is known in their niche for taking a stand. It doesn't mean that you want to be rich and famous. It just means that you want to be known in the space for what you do because you are a true expert and you know that it works and that it can help a lot of people. So there is a form down below, and if you click that link, you can read more. You can hear success stories from people in the group and what they accomplished. I did, even on my own channel, you can listen to podcasts, clients who in just 3 weeks earned $10,000. That's no BS from their own YouTube channel, even if they haven't posted videos in a while. So just getting the channel back up and running and making the right offers to their audience, I've worked with people where in their first week, they attract a $3,000 paying clients. I've worked with even established YouTubers and entrepreneurs where they launch a membership that generates tens of thousands of dollars in recurring revenue in the first month. That can be you too. So there's a form down below. Don't wait. Take action now. You can fill out the form, and when you do, I'll read through your answers. I will send you a calendar link where we can schedule a Zoom call, and I will listen to you. I will see what you need, and we will create a custom plan. I don't put everyone in a box. That's another reason why I stand out. I truly see where you're at and what you need. And we'll create a custom plan, and we'll go from there to achieve amazing heights. So yeah, everyone, if you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, I hope everyone found value from this session. And again, the replay is always available for you. The best way we can pay this forward is just by spreading the word. If you know of anyone who could benefit from this session, send them my way. I'm more than happy to help. I'm here to help conscious experts on a mission for good using YouTube as a vehicle. Alrighty, everyone, have a good rest of your day, and we will talk again soon. All right, bye.